Hello there, very good afternoon. You're joining Lunchtime News here on MTV Sports. I'm Aaron Rajaratnam. Let's start with your headlines first. The Satyagraha campaign opposite the Indian High Commission in protest of the Indo-Lanka Accord. Adverse weather curtails tea harvest. Also, Israel and Palestine return to the table for peace talks. Now on to those stories in detail. A Satyagraha campaign organized by the collective of nationalist organizations against the Indo-Lanka Accord was held opposite the Indian High Commission in Colombo. The campaign was organized on the anniversary of the signing of the Indo-Lanka Accord on the 29th of July 1987. The demonstrators staged a sit-in on the road opposite the High Commission, disrupting the flow of traffic. Moving on to some stories relating to tea cultivation issues. The Tea Research Institute says that due to the recent spells of showers that were experienced in the island, tea harvests have decreased by 50%. The chairman of the institute, S.D.B. Jayawardena, said that incessant rains accompanied by the cloudy weather has affected the growth of high-quality tea shoots, especially in the hill country. The chairman of the Tea Research Institute stated that as a result of the unfavorable weather conditions, owners of small-scale as well as large-scale tea factories have been affected economically. He went on to note that this situation has directly affected the upcountry tea production, while the tea production in the southern foothills has experienced a drop of 20 to 30%. Well, now the upcountry vegetable cultivation has been severely affected by prevailing adverse weather conditions in the region. Our reporter says that farmland has been damaged in numerous areas.
Vegetable farmers in the hill country complain that they cannot maintain their livelihoods as a result of the inclement weather conditions. They point out that even if the weather was to return to normal, they did not have the economic strength to recommence cultivation. Vegetable prices have been increasing in other parts of the country as well as a result of damage caused to farmland in the hill country.
Well, here's what's coming up later on in the news. Well, 6 suspects have been arrested in Unawatuna, Nepal in possession of over a kilogram of heroin. The suspects were arrested by the Vice Eradication Unit of the Mathura Police Division. The police say that the stock of heroin is valued at more than 40 million rupees. The suspects were arrested following a 2-day operation. The police say that one of the suspects sold the heroin disguised as a vegetable vendor. The police say that the suspects targeted tourists. They are to be produced before the Galle Magistrates Court today. The suspects are all residents of the Melagoda area in Unawatuna. Well, a community hall was declared open in Kandavoda area in Ahaligoda yesterday under the auspices of Pavitra Waniyarachi, the Minister of Power and Energy.
The community hall has been constructed at a cost of 1.5 million rupees. The chairman of the Sabaragamuwa Provincial Council, Kanchana Jayawardena, was also present at the occasion. We are working to build roads that connect the cities and villages and bring to you all the facilities of the city because we are your employees. We are public servants. You are the ones who elect the government and you have elected us to work for you, to work in the villages, to work for the country and to protect the country. Thereby it is our duty to work for you.
Well, in more local news, the Commission to Investigate Allegations of Bribery or Corruption filed 3 cases against the former Chief Justice, Dr. Shirani Bandaranayake, today over the failure to declare her assets under the Declaration of Assets Act in the years 2010, 2011 and 2012.
Filing the cases, the official of the Commission to Investigate Allegations of Bribery or Corruption requested the court to issue notice on Dr. Shirani Bandaranayake to appear in court. The Colombo Chief Magistrates Court issued a notice on the former Chief Justice to appear in court on the 16th of September. The notice was issued by the Colombo Chief Magistrate Gihan Pilapitiya today.
Well, the Janata Vimukti Peramuna organized a rally yesterday aimed at raising public awareness on the current situation of the country. Speaking at the rally held at Darga town in Alutgama, JVP Politburo member MP Anurukumara Dissanayake expressed the following views. Prior to this, we saw some ghosts in the government shouting and raising a huge ruckus over how if the elections in the north are held without curtailing these powers, then they would resign from their ministerial positions. There isn't even harm coming out of them now, is there? Recently, I saw them saying that if amendments are not brought before the elections, they will resign from the Parliamentary Select Committee. A ministerial position and the PSC are two entirely different things. Now they have taken a decision to stay with the government but not contest the elections in the north, like it would have mattered if they did. Well, the All Island Common Fisheries Federation says that they will take to the streets if they are continuously deprived of fuel subsidies. Speaking at a meeting in Negombo yesterday, the Federation's national organizer Ratna Gamage made this statement. This meeting, which was organized to discuss problems being faced by the fishing community, was held in Negombo yesterday. A number of issues, including the payment of compensation to fishermen and the deprivation of the fuel subsidy, came under focus at this meeting. The situation now is that if we set out today, we will not be able to set out tomorrow. Some days we are lucky, some days we are not. Fish are living things. Owing to the cost of fuel, when our other expenses increase, we cannot cover our debts. We have continuously reiterated to the government that the actions at present are dragging the fishing community out of the sea and onto dry land permanently. We wish to state at this instance that if they do not cease this activity immediately and expedite the provision of the fuel subsidy, then we are prepared to fight against it. Well, today is day 5 of the National Education and Book Fair organized for the 6th time by the Welfare Association of the Colombo Public Library. News First is the media partner for this fair, which is being held at the premises of the Public Library in Colombo. Visitors have the opportunity to purchase educational books at a low price at this book fair. The book fair will conclude on the 31st of this month.
In universities before the end of next year. පුනේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් නිකුත් කළ නිවේදනයට අනුව එම අනතුරු
Well, an event to commemorate the birth anniversary of late former Minister Mano Wijeratne was held in Warkapola yesterday. Born on the 28th of July 1956, Mano Wijeratne entered politics through the United National Party and then went on to serve as the chief organizer of the Dadigama electorate for the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. This event was held to mark the 56th birth anniversary of Mano Wijeratne, who passed away on the 29th of October 2011. A Dhamma Deshanaya was held parallel to the event and Atapirikara were granted to 75 bhikkhus at the Bodhirukkarama Vihara in Piladuwa, Warkapola. Well, in sports, it's Formula One. Britain's Lewis Hamilton seized his first win for Mercedes in the Hungarian heat, while Red Bull's Sebastian Vettel forged 38 points clear in the Formula One Championship after finishing third. Hungary marked the midpoint in the season, and after 10 of the 19 races, Sebastian Vettel goes into the August break with 172 points to Raikkonen's 134. Kimi Raikkonen, who could be Vettel's teammate next season, took second place for Lotus, 10.9 seconds behind Hamilton, after doing one-stop fewer and holding off the German in the tense closing laps to the delight of thousands of Finns in the crowd. Ferrari's Fernando Alonso lost ground and now has 133 after finishing 5th. Hamilton is on 124. Hamilton, the 2008 world champion who won in Hungary for McLaren last season, led from pole position on a day when track temperatures reached 50 degrees Celsius to secure the 22nd win of his career. The Briton had started on pole for the third race in a row and made a good start, while teammate Nico Rosberg, who retired with flames shooting out of the rear of his car 4 laps from the end, plunged from 4th to 12th after one lap. Sebastian Vettel lost time behind Jenson Button after a pit stop while Hamilton pulled away at the front and was able to control the race and manage the new Pirelli tyres that has been his biggest concern before the start. Australian Mark Webber, who had started on the harder tyre, finished 4th for Red Bull after starting 10th, while Romain Grosjean ended up 6th. Button, twice a winner in Hungary, was 7th, while Felipe Massa took 8th ahead of McLaren's Mexican Sergio Perez. Well, the US capped off a dominant tournament performance with a hard-earned 1-0 victory over Panama to capture the CONCACAF Gold Cup Championship. The US went into the match without manager Jurgen Klinsmann, who was serving a one-game suspension after being ejected in the semi-finals. The US entered the final having defeated their tournament opponents by a combined 19 goals to 4, but Panama provided no easy path to the trophy and kept the pro-American crowd antsy early at Soldier Field in Chicago. That all changed in the 69th minute when Breck Shea broke through with a goal and US won their first Gold Cup title since 2007, erasing a pair of title match defeats to Mexico in their previous 2 final appearances. Landon Donovan finished the Gold Cup with 5 goals to tie teammate Chris Vandalovsky and Panama's Gabriel Torres for the tournament lead.
De America. Ladies and gentlemen, please join in congratulating the United States of America, champions of the